Okay, this is the last notes of this unit, yes? So tomorrow and Thursday we're doing the EOC practice test. Friday we're doing a mixed review. When we get back from break, we're doing a mixed review, test. That's when the district had their window open, so it is what it is.
When is our final?
The week before summer?
What? Wait, you have to start test?
That's not finals.
When start?
April, end of April. Okay, we're here. You do take finals. Yes, you took fall. Now you have to take spring. 2 semesters. Okay, we're here. What I want you to realize is we are writing them in factored form. Yes? Okay, before this unit, when we were or before the beginning of this unit, we were solving by factoring. Remember, you would get 2 factors like this, right? You'd get something like this. I wrote it really small. I'm sorry. No, I'm just showing you. You can write this. You don't have to. Okay, so what would we do to solve this without using our calculator?
A box.
No, we already factored it. It's in factored form.
Oh,
We'd set them both equal to 0, yes. Is that what you were saying? Yeah. Good job. Okay, so we set them both equal to 0, and we solve for x, right? Okay, so I would do minus 2, minus 2. This would give me x equals negative 2. Here I would do plus 2, plus 2. And then I would divide by 3, and I get x equals 2/3. Yes? Okay, so now we're doing the opposite. We are going from these numbers to those numbers. Yes? Now, sometimes could you have a GCF? Okay, so we need to be able to find those things. It is not as hard as it sounds, but I want you to see how we went forward, so now let's go backwards. Yes? Okay, so looking here. I have 2 x-intercepts, so that's what we're going to identify first. So I have this one, which is x equals negative 1. And then I'm going to leave some space, and I have x equals positive 3. Bless you. Everybody okay with that? All I've done is identify our x-intercepts. Now, how would I make this equal 0 to move the number back? Because remember, we're going backwards now. Yeah, I'm going to add 1. And then I get x plus 1 equals 0, right? How would I make this one equal 0? Minus 3. And I get x minus 3 equals 0. Well, aren't those my 2 factors now? For factored form, so I have x plus 1 and x minus 3. Yeah, super simple. This is the quote-unquote hardest part, but we're literally going to use the calculator to do it, is to find the a if there is an a. Okay, well your a is pretty much your first change. Okay, so if you went up 1 over 1, your a is 1. Now if I went up 2 over 1, then it would be 2. Now, you can find a in the calculator, that's what I was going to show you, but I was explaining what it is. It's your first change from vertex to 1 point. Now, watch what happens if you can do plus sign table, and you pick 3 points. So we have a negative 1, 0 for my intercept. We also found 3, 0. And then my vertex is 1, negative 4. And then that's all you have to do, because remember you click your fancy button. And we change it because this is quadratic. And isn't this number the same as your GCF, or like your A? Do y'all remember how those are the same? So if I have a 1 here, we have a 1 here. Now, if it's 1, do you have to put 1? No, so this is pretty much your answer. You don't have to put the 1. If you put the 1, are you wrong? No. Okay, so there's our answer. Everybody okay with that? Finding the factors is super simple. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Okay, now this one's a little different. It's wider. You see how the pretty points are just close together? So this isn't going to have an a of 1. Because if you look, if I go up and over 1, I went up like a fraction of it. I didn't go up the whole way. So it's going to be a fraction of some sort. So we're going to do the same thing. What intercept is this? Negative 5. So x equals negative 5. And then this one is positive 3. So x equals 3. So we're going to add 5 to both sides, yep. And I get x plus 5 equals 0. Minus 3, x minus 3 equals 0. So there's my factors. but we still have to find A.
So what would happen if we just put that and we don't?
Then you wouldn't be right. So watch. I'm going to show you. That's a good thing to bring up. So let's put those points in. We had -5, 0. We had 3, 0. And then the vertex was -1, -8. Okay, so I have this. So watch what happens if I type in what we have so far. So we have x plus 5, x minus 3. Is it the same? Now, does it have the same intercepts? Because we did that part correctly. Okay? So you're not right, but you do have the right intercepts. So it shows you that you have the right intercepts, but you're missing something because it's not the same. So what is my A? 0.5, but do we put fractions? I mean decimals? We use fractions. So what's 0.5 as a fraction? 1/2. So now watch what happens. Where do we get 1/2? Look, remember plus sign table, change it to quadratic, and it's whatever's at the very beginning. Now, do you notice these numbers don't match? Yeah, those numbers we are ignoring. It's only that first term that stays the same. Huh? I did. Yeah, I put 3 points. You only need 3. Now, is it the same if you do 2 points? No, so watch. I'm going to fix my equation. Watch what happens when I get it right. 1 divide 2. Do you see how it covered it up? But watch what happens if I only put 2 points in the calculator. Do you see how it gives me a completely different line? Is that what we wanted? No. Okay, with quadratics, you have to have 3 points to make it work. Okay, so you have to use 3 points. Sometimes it'll still give you a U, but it won't be the right U. Okay. Okay, so let's look at number 3. What's different here? Does it give me all the same information? Yeah, it does. It gives me 2 x-intercepts and a point, a third point. So I just don't have a graph. We just can't visually see it, but I'm given the same information. So we're still going to set up our x-intercepts the same. So we have x equals 3, x equals -1. And we're going to solve them. So I'm going to subtract 3. What am I going to do on this one? Add 1. So I know my factors are x minus 3, x plus 1. And then we have to do our plus sign table to find A. So you have to use all 3 points. So we know the point 3, 0. Remember, x-intercepts are always where y equals 0. So when you type them in, please don't ever type 3, -1. Those are 2 separate points. So -1, 0. And then we have our random point 4, -3. So we're going to click fancy button, change it to quadratic, and what is my A? -0.6, which I don't know what that is as a fraction, so I'm going to type it, and it's -3/5. A little bit. Okay, I want y'all to try number 4. Ready, go. Try number 4.
So you put these 2 into the calculator?
You put all 3 points in the calculator. Remember, this is a point and this is a point. you have to use 3 points. Okay, so we should have the same factors. Check your factors to my factors. Do you have the same ones? Okay, so then when we do A, we're going to change this to 1, 0, and negative 2, 0, and then my extra point is 0, 4. Is it negative 2? I did negative 2, 0. That's 1, positive 1, negative 2. We're not using what we solved. We're using the x-intercepts. No. That's to make an equation. We're using the actual numbers it gives us. Okay. So what's my A? Negative 2. The points that are given to you. These aren't the points. We literally undid the intercepts, right? That's why it's opposite. So these are the points. You're going to type this point, and this point.
Wait, can you put the negative 2?
So then if you want, if we already have that typed in, should we double check our work? So we have negative 2 parentheses x minus 1 x plus 2. Did it work?
Yeah.
It covered it up perfectly, so we did it correctly. Yes, look. Okay, we're not going to do number 6. We're just going to do number 5. These are different. What's different about number 5? It only has one intercept. Do y'all remember when there's only one intercept, it's going to be your vertex that's on that line. It could also be open downwards, but it's what I'm saying is the vertex is touching the line. Yes? Okay, so we're going to do x equals 5. How do I solve that for 0? Minus 5, so I get x minus 5. Now this is a quadratic. Do y'all remember when we were solving and there were two the same, we only had one answer? Yeah. So we square this, x minus 5 squared, when there's only one answer. Now this is different because we are only given 2 points. So we can't do plus sign table because how many do you have to use to have that? 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to type what we know. We know that there's a point 4, 3. And then we also know x minus 5 squared. And we also know the x-intercept of 5, 0. Did it go through my x-intercept? Yes, so we're good there. Does it go through my green point? Do I need it to get skinnier or wider? Skinnier, because it needs to go in to get through the green point. So is it going to be a bigger number or a smaller number? So let's test it. So let's try, somebody said smaller. If I do 1/2, did that get closer or further? Further. So then let's try a bigger number. We try 2. Did it get closer? Is that my answer? No. So what about 3? Yes. So 3 is my answer. Now, if you're also given multiple choice, could you literally just test the ones that have this factor? Yeah. Use your multiple choice to help you. Okay. Couple things and then we're done. Almost done. Okay, it's a word problem. I think the picture is hilarious. Okay, it says Jason jumped off a cliff into the ocean. The cliff was 480 feet high. So he started at 480 feet. Then it says after half a second, he reaches his maximum height. So that's going to be my vertex. And that's at half a second, so 0.5, and he's 484 feet. I don't know if I would jump off that cliff. A while, yeah. Okay, so then it says it took him 6 seconds to reach the water, yada, yada. So we have enough points. I know 0, 480, because that's where we started. I know 0.5, 484. Then I know he hit the water at 6 seconds. That's a height of 0. Pretend we don't know this point, but we do, because we need it to write our equation. But we have enough points to figure out our A. Yes? Now we also do know this point, so negative 5, 0. So I know I can find my function. So x equals negative 5, x equals 6. What do I do? plus 5 plus 5. X plus 5 equals 0. What about this one? So my two factors are x plus 5, x minus 6. But we still have to find our a. So we're going to type in, do I have enough points to do a table? Yes, so plus sign table, 0, 480, 0.5, 484, right? Yeah. And then 6, 0. So what's my A? Perfect. Okay, there's one more thing I want to show you. Oh, sorry, it might help if you can see my answer. One more thing I do want to show you, and I do want you to write it down. So we're writing it down here in this blank spot. What if I said write the equation in function notation if A is 2, x equals 3 over 2, and x equals 1/4? Did we do fractions? Not yet. We had fractions, though, because I'm going to flip this really fast. I'll flip it back. We've done fractions. We got fractions. Now, how did we get this fraction, though? We had to divide both sides, right? Because there was that number in front of x. So what it means when you have a fraction is one of those numbers is going to be in front of x. Well, how do I get rid of this divide 2? What's the opposite of dividing? Multiplying. So if I multiply both sides by 2, it cancels the fraction. And now I have 2x equals 3. Does it equal 0 yet? So what would I do to make it equal 0 now? You're right. Subtract 3 from both sides. And I get 2x minus 3 equals 0. So I want you all to try this one. Just try. Yes, I told you to write it. I'm hiding mine. Okay, so I wrote my two factors. Hopefully this is what y'all got. And then don't forget that A was 2. But I wanted y'all to see what happens if you were given a fraction. You cannot have a fraction in factored form. You cannot have a decimal in factored form, okay?